Hi, beautiful souls. We're back. The themes that are coming up are oceanic consciousness, flow, growth, and love. Mission of love. And we're going to get into all this. Here, you got ignorance. This calls to our state of consciousness. When we are completely rooted in the ocean of spirit, of the divine, of just our being, which is unfiltered, which is our natural state when we are just a little bit still. In this, you are completely gone. You, the story, the thought, the mind functions because we are in this three-dimensional world, but it's in the back seat. The driver's seat, where you're rooted in, is the ocean of the divine within you, which is, you will experience it for yourself if you stay still enough, without judgment, without anything. You watch your thoughts, you watch your emotions, but you are rooted in what transpires, what starts to grow is the heart. And in that, where you are at, where you are just life, where you are what is, life, spark of life, the essence, the pure heart, the ecstatic heart, the bliss, the peace. When you are there, when you're here, there's no I'm right, you're wrong, or judging anybody else, because you understand that when you're judging someone else, you're judging your own self. All that all that we project outwardly is what is happening inwardly. And so you get to a certain compassion, a true forgiveness, which is not I forgive this person. It's truly from the heart, where you get to this higher state. You actually are able to be in this world, but see everything from a higher perspective, and especially feel everything from a higher perspective. So you see that the other person is in ignorance, or you see your own ignorances. You catch yourself when you're reacting, because the reaction is just ego, the mind that is thinking right, wrong, duality. But in that state, you are completely in the ocean. You are the ocean, and you understand that this person could be politically left or right, or have like different perspectives that perhaps feel disconnected from the heart. But perhaps you have this reaction of judging. But no, you go further down, deep and higher, where you see the heart of this being and this person. You see the beauty of this life. It's not about what this person is thinking, putting themselves into a certain box, or a certain field. You see deeper and broader. You see through the soul. And you realize that from heart to heart, there's no um, judgment, there's no right or wrong, there's just what it is. And so it is going into that flow. You got flow here. Where is it? You have release control, divine will, oceanic consciousness. I hope you can see this. So this flow, which calls to, like, the ocean is your God self, it remains forever undefiled. There's no putting yourself into a file, putting anybody else into a file. The ignorance is just the disconnection and the ignoring of disconnection. So this person, for example, is not aware, it's unconscious of their own divine being, of their own soul. So they're just living out from a more superficial way, which we all do at one point, right? So when we are again rooted in this divine ocean, we start to grow. And you don't really realize that you're growing until, wow, you wake up or you are in this conversation or situation and you see yourself looking deeper or seeing deeper, not reacting so much, understanding. And that is because the heart has started to expand to the point where true compassion, true forgiveness is just the allowing of your own being into the divine will. So once you are here, you realize that you are the other. And so there's no war, there's no fighting, there's no arguing. There's just sharing and accepting, but truly from the heart. It is not from the mind. So right now, it feels like at this moment, there's a need to slow down in many ways. You could be feeling it in your life in general. It could be at your work, or you're waiting for a response from someone, it's not coming. But we're asked to slow down before, everything starts to intensify again, which seems, more next year, 2025. But definitely this end of the year, there is this sense of growth, of inner growth, of coming back inside, because again, everything that is going to be manifested by itself is going to be coming from who you are inside and how much you have grown. To release the pattern, we had this endings for beginnings, space clearing, where we are breaking the pattern of fear. This can reverse. Where this love, the mission of love, is the higher heart, which has to do with the oneness, where we realize the oneness of all. Where it's not about what you think or what you feel in this moment. We are all the beautiful colors of the rainbow, of the same rainbow, right? All drops of the same ocean. And in this transformation, we are asked to ground. So it is not about, flying in the higher chakras and, being, in this aloneness, which we need. We need the aloneness, the space to surrender. We need this silence to just be. But then we realize that in this gracious receptivity, we're able to also, naturally the action comes, so we are receiving, but it's for the movement to come. Then there's no separation between the silence, being alone, and then being in the world, which is the noise, but you go through it, you cut through it, through your focus, through your attention. This is the ending of fear. We talked about the mission of love. Some of us are really sensitive. That came through in the shuffling. Very sensitive, but we realize that sensitivity is our strength. In this strength, we are able to be vulnerable to ourselves, being able to look into the attic, no longer afraid of the attic, no longer in the fear of looking inside. The light doesn't exist without darkness. We are all a whole of the two. Again, there's no duality. And so accepting ourselves, when we say accepting, is being able to, from the divine state rooted in the stillness, knowing that we are this ocean, we are able to look into the emotions, into the thoughts, seeing them appear and disappear, appear and disappear, realizing that they are not truth if they are appearing and disappearing, but rather our truth is rooted in the unmovable, the rock, the mountain. And when we are in this unmovable mountain, niched in this mountain, there is no, the heart starts to vibrate stronger and stronger. And so through this heart, which is peace, you will find for yourself, when you just sit and observe and you're just here, you're not doing anything, you disappear, that you are all connected, that it is a mind that separates. And so the mind, you will feel when you are in the mind, there are some contractions, some tensions, some headaches, some stress. But when you are rooted here, you're able to move through the world, through what you need to do, and watch all of those appearances and disappearances, and look with feeling safe into your emotions, into the fears, the pains, and what is hidden in the attic. All those are accumulations when we were kids, when we were not able, we were just conscious and taking in, taking in, taking in, and we're not conscious enough to transmute those pains and those sufferings. So now, as you become, as you understand and you realize that you are more than the story, that you're more than the body. And again, don't believe me, experience it for yourself. When you realize this, you feel safe enough in this unconditional love, which is this immense, eternal, infinite love. You're able to, with softness, look deeper into you and look at what is hard to look at. Once the light is shined upon the darkness disappears. Yeah? So we got, yes, so this alone time is really beneficial for a lot of us to get in tune with what it feels like to be in this stillness. When we're very sensitive, other energies around us can hinder um, this stillness. So we need those moments to just get attuned. But you'll see that more and more you'll be able to, once you're familiar with this state, with who you are actually, you will be able to no longer be in separation. I'm in the world, I'm alone, and I'm in stillness. I'm in the world, I'm in stillness. No, you'll be able to be all the time in this silence and move through the world. Move only through the heart in this bliss. So, in this slowing down time, receiving into the heart, those of us who have this mission of love, you will recognize yourself because your heart is huge in the way that everybody's heart is huge, but you will recognize that you are someone who feels perhaps more in situations, perhaps deeper, and you have this sensitivity, this vulnerability that perhaps until now you have felt as a weakness, but now you understand that the world actually needs that, needs you in your own unique way. There is nobody else like you. You're a miracle. Nobody else can do whatever you're supposed to be doing this lifetime. You're here for a purpose. So this heart, if you feel like there's nothing else that you can do or you're lost into your purpose, just follow the heart. The heart will guide you, because because the heart is the universe. Once you're in the heart, you are aligned with the divine. This is what the cards were showing. You move, you flow, you flow. And there's nothing to do. You just hear, you realize each moment. And so, in this way, you grow. In this way, you grow because you become the ocean, and the ocean has infinite possibilities. Only the mind separates, the mind limits. But in this, you are unlimited. You are completely connected to the one. More than you, but you as well. Yeah? I wanted to get into the tarot, but I hear my little girl crying or waking up. So it looks like it will be for next time. But what had come through is the lovers. Again, this heart. Beyond the reason, the heart. This comes back to this, the mind dropping into the heart. We're walking away, Eight of Cups. Endings for new beginnings, as we saw before in the oracle. This is moving from the reason to the magical. Let me just take a few cards. Yes, the Empress. The Empress is this feminine energy, which is the receptive energy, which is not in the right brain, which is not the logical brain, it's the creative brain, the creative side. It has to do with the generosity, but the true one, not from the ego. The one that appears when you disappear. Those of us who have been in the hermit mode, this has to do with the surrendering as well, but also changing perspective. This is the growth. And once we have had this hermit time, there's a moment when, again, we go beyond separation and we enter the world into love. Two of Cups. Yeah? So the lovers, Two of Cups, this has to do with duality as well. Again, duality becoming one. Sorry, I have to go. I'll be back. Bye bye.